This is Salesforce Simplified, the podcast from Victoriam Solutions. Here's your host, Mike Boyle.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today on AdVic's Salesforce Simplified podcast, we're going to be talking with Victoriam Executive Director of Technical Operations, David Litton. And we're going to be talking about Sales Cloud Accelerator. Hello, David. Been trying to get you on the podcast, and we finally wrangled you. How are you?
Doing great. Good morning.
Why don't I just first make sure everybody understands what your role is here at AdVic? Tell us a little bit about it.
My role is to enable our team with the right technology and making sure we're using the right processes to have technical excellence across all of our projects, providing the best overall experience for our customers.
You know, I'm sure, David, that a lot of the folks who are listening to us here today are familiar with Salesforce Service Cloud. But what exactly is Service Cloud Accelerator?
Our Service Cloud Accelerator is a pre-built package that we're able to install and customize in our clients' orgs. It takes all the experience and countless implementations we've had over the years at AdVic and really boils that down to some key best practices, dashboards, components, automations that we see successful Service Cloud organizations across the board use. And this enables us to implement Salesforce Service Cloud for our customers in a matter of weeks. So where our customers are able to now thrive using these best practices and in a lot of cases changing some of their processes so that now they are being more efficient as they're working their service cases.
Now, is there a difference between Salesforce Service Cloud and Service Cloud Accelerator?
Yes. So Salesforce Service Cloud is what comes out of the box with Salesforce. It's the cloud that they continually enhance with their releases every year. And our Service Cloud Accelerator is built on top of that and has additional functionality that the Salesforce Service Cloud does not have. And that functionality adds more components, fields, analytics that are not available out of the box, but are things that our customers find extremely valuable to help them with their Salesforce implementation and truly get that return on investment.
So let's say I run a service-oriented company. Why would I want to consider Service Cloud Accelerator?
It enables them to get a powerful customized Salesforce Service Cloud org spun up quickly and allows that customer to apply the best practices to their own process as they move into this new way of doing things inside of Salesforce, whether they're coming from a spreadsheet or if they're coming from another service company that they've got a similar implementation from. We're able to get them over and into Salesforce Service Cloud a whole lot quicker with this Service Cloud Accelerator so they can start getting that ROI back from utilizing Salesforce Service Cloud.
The way we promote Service Cloud Accelerator is that it takes weeks, not months, to get up and running. What's happening in those weeks?
Yeah, it does take weeks. The first week, we're generally just connecting and pushing everything that's a part of our accelerator into the customer's org. And then after that is pushed over, we work to understand a little bit more about the customer's needs, how they support their customers, and what their processes are, and do some additional customization on top of our accelerator to tailor it further to the customer. And then we migrate the data, and there's data mapping so that we correctly move everything over that they need so that when they log into Salesforce Service Cloud on the go live, they've got all of their past service history there that they might need to look at to effectively help out their customers when they call in with a support case. And then we also have the UAT and training that takes place after that. So just validating everything is working exactly as the customer wants it to work, and that the Service Cloud Accelerator is meeting all of the requirements there. And then we go live and provide go live support to make sure that once we turn the Salesforce Service Cloud on for the customer support team and cases start flowing in, that everything is working correctly. We're not running into any bugs that might have been missed in UAT. And if there are any bugs, that we are available and ready to handle those bugs to make sure there's no major impact to the customer.
A lot of work, but we get it done in weeks, not months, right?
Correct.
Can you talk a little bit about the reporting and the dashboard capabilities of Service Cloud Accelerator?
Definitely. So just Salesforce in general, we see a lot of customers that come from other systems and they're blown away with how much better the reporting capabilities are with just Salesforce out of the box. So what we've done is taken all of our past implementations, boiled that down into a series of dashboards and reports, and those are part of our Service Cloud Accelerator. So when we install that in that first week, the accelerator into the org, those reports and dashboards are part of that. And our customers are able to now leverage that after they go live to see all the different metrics that they're looking to get. We have agent level dashboards for the service agents to see how they're tracking in the different key areas, as well as manager level dashboards. So regardless of the role, we've got different dashboards and reports for those different roles so that they're able to see the views they need to see to help manage their business. And we've got metrics like how long does it take for a case to close? How long does it take for that first response to happen? Well, what about that second response after you get a reply back from your customer? All those different touch points, how many different teams or owners were required to be passed through for a case to be solved is being tracked and reported on.
Is the migration process a painful process? And how do we help our clients overcome any stress or concern about that process?
The migration process to Salesforce Service Cloud is not painful at all. With our Service Cloud Accelerator, we've already got everything set up and ready for you to come in. It's what we've seen so many customers across many different industries be able to utilize and be effective with. And to take that as the starting point, get feedback from our customers of what they like and don't like, make some adjustments to the look and feel of how things can be functional inside of Salesforce. And then with that, we're able to now have that tailored view of Salesforce Service Cloud for our customers to use. And that really just allows it to be something that works best for their business while still following the best practices that we see across all of our customers when we're implementing Salesforce Service Cloud. So the migration and moving into a new system like Salesforce is not very painful. Change is always a little tough, but the actual process is very straightforward. It's just like when you get a new update on your phone and you need to learn where some of the new features are. It's that same sort of thing within moving to Salesforce. Is sometimes things will not be in the same spot, but that's why we have that training as part of our setup process inside of the Service Cloud Accelerator, where we make sure the teams are aware of how to use Salesforce and be most effective using it. So they're trained up and ready to go out of the gate. And then we also have the data migrations where we're moving, if there is past service data, we're moving that into Service Cloud as well. And that's a very straightforward process of mapping the information that needs to be mapped into Salesforce and then performing that data migration into Salesforce Service Cloud so that when you show up on day one for the go live, that data is there. And just really from the client side, just validating, yes, this data looks correct. All the mappings are correct. And we've got everything that we were expecting to see. So not much pain from the client side.
Good to hear. No stress is always good. David, the last question I have for you is talk about some of the biggest challenges that we've helped clients overcome with Service Cloud Accelerator.
There's been a lot of really fun ones over the years. I think that across the board, we see most everybody benefit from the ease of use of it. How everything's just available for them, where they have the information as service agents to solve the case as they're working with the customer. So they're able to reduce maybe the number of things that they're having to click through so that they can be more effective as they're working those support cases. And whether it's reaching out to another team member because they have a question or seeing information about a customer, they're able to do all of that inside of the Service Cloud case in this accelerator. And that really just allows the agents to be a lot more productive. So that's probably the one that's seen across the board. But other ones where we see a lot of impact for our clients is our SLAs, or milestones and entitlements, as Salesforce terminology, and how quickly does it take to perform different tasks on the case. Generally, we have things like the first response and then other responses, as well as how long does the case take to be resolved, as the key things that we're tracking against to make sure that you're providing that level of support that you would expect to your customers. So if you want to make sure that when a case is opened, you've got some sort of response back to your customer within an hour, we would be adjusting our SLAs inside of the accelerator to account for that 1 hour. And then that's what we'd be tracking against. And then you'd be able to see in your list view of cases of just, here's all the cases I have to work on. Well, which ones are closer to hitting an SLA where we're going to miss that hour? Or I've got a case that's been open for 2 weeks and we say everything should be closed around 2 weeks or so, and we're getting close to the end of that. Well, maybe I should prioritize that one. So showing what those milestones are and how somebody's tracking towards that, so they can see, oh, this needs to be done sooner than this other case, can help prioritize. And then that way they're providing a really good experience for their customers, where they're focusing on the ones that they've prioritized first, so that any sort of high priority of we need to get this response back to a customer, or this case has been open for too long, is being resolved, so that cases that are maybe not as high priority because we're not close to hitting those SLA limits are the ones that then we'll wait for to then go solve afterwards.
Well, it sounds to me, David, like if I'm in the service industry, I need to be using Service Cloud Accelerator, right?
I'd say so.
David, thank you for joining us today and talking with us about the ins and outs of Service Cloud Accelerator, how it works and how companies can benefit, and more importantly, be up and running with it within weeks, not months. Hope you'll come back and visit us again.
Thanks for having me.
If you would like to learn more about how Service Cloud Accelerator can help your business, you just visit our website, AdVic.com. And I will put some helpful links about Service Cloud and Service Cloud Accelerator in this episode's notes. Hey, is this the first time you're listening to our podcast? Like what you heard? Well, make sure you follow us on your favorite podcast channel. We're everywhere: Apple, Google, Spotify, on YouTube as well. And you can also find our podcast on your smart speaker. Just say, play the Salesforce Simplified podcast. And lastly, if you are a podcaster and you're looking for guests to speak on your podcast about all things Salesforce, MuleSoft, or technology in general, visit the contact page at AdVic.com, and we'll put you in touch with an AdVic team member for your podcast's next episode. I'm Mike Boyle from Victoriam Solutions. Thanks for listening to our Salesforce Simplified podcast. Our next edition is just around the corner.
You've been listening to Salesforce Simplified, the podcast from Victoriam Solutions.